Good afternoon from sunny Grand Forks, North Dakota. Thank you for tuning into this afternoon edition of Weather Update. My name's Justin Storm. I'll be your host today. Taking a look at our Skycam over University and 42nd Street. Now you see just light traffic over in the intersection. Beautiful afternoon in the Grand Forks area, sitting around 4 degrees with that south wind about 7 to 10 miles per hour. Mid-30s for all of the surrounding area around Grand Forks into Minnesota, North Dakota, and South Dakota. But that'll bring us into our forecast now, expecting a low of 29 degrees. Again, those temperatures increasing overnight with that west wind at 10 to 15, transitioning from the north into tomorrow morning. Good morning, Grand Forks and the Grand Forks area. My name's Justin Storm, and I'll be your host this morning. Happy Valentine's Day to all the viewers out there. And for our headlines, we're going to have some blowing snow today, which will persist into the afternoon. We have a relatively nice weekend ahead. Now, if we take a look at our satellite and radar, you see we have a low-pressure system over Michigan right now, which is causing a long line of storms to be from the Gulf of Mexico all the way up into the northeast. So it's affecting all of the north. Tomorrow will be a nicer day, though, expecting to be 37 degrees with that north-northwest wind at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And as we work our way into our 7-day forecast, yes, we put some cherry blossoms up there because that's what we're working our way into coming into spring, looking like we're expecting to be in the low to mid-40s all through next week. Good morning, Grand Forks and the Grand Forks area. Thank you for tuning into this morning edition of Weather Update. My name is Justin Storm, and I'll be your host. Taking a look at our Skycam now, you see these roads looking a little slick this morning. Make sure you give yourself a little extra space in front of that car in front of you. Overall, looking like a nice day, sitting about 13 degrees, slight mild wind from the northwest at 5 miles per hour. You see the sun finally starting to poke on out. For our weather hazards now, you see not anything going on in North Dakota, Grand Forks area, but windshield advisory in Montana, and a winter weather advisory in southeastern South Dakota, South Minnesota, stretching through Minneapolis up to Duluth, which will expire around 12 o'clock tonight, and a winter storm warning for parts of southeastern Minnesota and Wisconsin, which again will be expiring around midnight tonight. U.S. satellite and radar, not a whole lot going through the central part of the United States. A few showers out here on the east or the western part, and we do have a system working its way through the Washington area, bringing them some high amounts of rainfall. However, this solid purple line right here is our zero line, so watch what happens as we go through Thursday afternoon and into Thursday night. You see that it slowly begins to creep over and slowly engulfs all of Grand Forks and Fargo. And as we go into Thursday night and early Friday morning, you see these temperatures just continue to drop. We'll be sitting around negative 16 for our lowest temperature tonight. This model run is showing a little bit warmer than what it is expecting to be. Some nice blue sunny conditions out there for the Grand Forks area, sitting right around 29 degrees with that southwest wind at 5 miles per hour. And we'll be picking up to about 10 to 15, transitioning to the north through the afternoon. Tomorrow, our high temperature is only going to be a bone-chilling -8. Winds from the north at 10 miles per hour. And again, that windshield advisory will stick around. And weather hazards. See, this is our winter storm warning, where we will have ground blizzard conditions Wednesday and Thursday with winds around 20 miles per hour, gusting to 40, so visibility will be minimal. Make sure that you're extra cautious on these days if you have anywhere to go. Good afternoon, Grand Forks and the Grand Forks area. Thank you for tuning into this afternoon edition of Weather Update. My name is Justin Storm, and I'll be your host for this afternoon. Into our snow accumulation, again, Grand Forks looking like we're only going to get about a quarter inch of snow, and that heaviest banding, again, being to our south from Marshall to Aberdeen, up through Brainerd and down to Minneapolis. Again, 2 to 5 inches of snow for them. Maybe about an inch in Bemidji. Again, that quarter inch in Grand Forks and about a half inch out in Bismarck. But into our national satellite and radar, you see not a whole lot going on. Pretty pleasant day for most of the United States, except for a few showers out here in the California area, which will work their way on into the central Great Plains that you'll see here in our Futurecast. You're going to see that these storms are going to work their way in to the central Great Plains, which will affect South Dakota and Iowa and Nebraska more than Minnesota, and not at all into the North Dakota area because of a high pressure system, which is going to keep all of this to the south. Our 7-day forecast, you'll see Wednesday and Thursday will be awfully windy with around 20-25 mile per hour winds, gusting to 40. It's going to be a really cold Thursday and Friday. Windshield values, especially in the evening and the mornings, will be around negative 30 degrees. So into our satellite and radar, you see not too much going on in the northwestern part of the country, but down here into the southeast, we have a big line of storms stretching from Arkansas all the way into South Carolina. And now into our national temperatures. See Grand Forks sitting at 4 degrees again, Chicago 33, Denver over here at 22, most of the United States sitting in a cool blue area, except for down here in Miami being our warm spot at 80 degrees. For our weather hazards, you see that Grand Forks, Fargo stretching into South Dakota into Aberdeen is a winter weather advisory, and this is due to blowing snow, and this light blue is our windshield advisory, which is incorporating Grand Forks, Fargo, and Aberdeen into North Dakota and part of Montana. And these wind chill values will be expected to be about -30, -35, possibly even -40 degrees. And with those low temperatures, you can get frostbite in under 10 minutes, so make sure you keep any time outside to a minimum. Tomorrow, expecting about 5 to 9 inches of snow for the Grand Forks area with that east-southeast wind at 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting up to 20, and down towards the Fargo area, expecting gusts possibly up to 30, even 35 miles per hour. So again, with that traveling out there, visibility could be reduced down to almost zero. High of 29 degrees. So we are sitting around average today, sitting at a high of 39 degrees, a low of 20. So again, spot on with those averages. Records being set back in 1910 and 1965 of 76 degrees and -12, and our sunset getting closer to 8 o'clock every day tonight at 7:43. This will work our way into our 7-day forecast, and again, looking like a nice way to end our week with an exception to Sunday with the chance of snow and rain stretching into early Monday morning. But come Monday afternoon, expecting partly cloudy conditions and back into the 40s on Tuesday and Wednesday. So believe it or not, finally for this North Dakota winter, we are at average 36 degrees for our high temperature today. And look at our low, 10 degrees above average, sitting at 29 tonight. Records being set back in 2012 of 74 degrees and 1905. Most of the United States being dominated by this cool blue, sitting in the mid to high 30s. Miami being our warmest spot again at 65 degrees. Now we do have a few weather hazards we need to talk about, stretching from Minneapolis down to Marshall along that South Dakota-Nebraska border, affecting a lot of Nebraska actually, stretching all the way into Rapid City. Some river flood warnings that are dominating the area down there. Why don't we take a look at our sky cam though? You see we have a little bit of reduced visibility off into the horizon with all of this blowing snow. 42nd University here looking a little slippery from the snow we received last night, which was about a ½ inch. For Wednesday afternoon we get our next dose of snow where we'll potentially be expecting 3 to 5 more inches on top of that Wednesday, pushing through Thursday afternoon. As you see, the snow just likes to continue to be over the area. Temperatures, Grand Forks sitting at 12 degrees, Chicago at 20, Denver at 27, Miami, our warmest spot again as usual at 77 degrees. Most of the United States being dominated by these cool blue temperatures stretching all the way down into Texas. Let's take a look at our headlines now. You see we have a new February snow record. We're sitting at 22.3 inches of snow from last night's snow, where we got about 4.5 inches. That record was set back in 1922, so it's taken a long time to beat it, but we finally did it this year. We have more snow Friday night coming into Saturday morning, and by Monday, the cold has returned. Now, if we take a look at our 7-day forecast, you see Saturday and Sunday being our warmest time of the week before we slowly drop back into mid-single digits Monday, Tuesday. Into our regional temperatures, again, Grand Forks sitting at 4 degrees, Fargo at 10, Bismarck at 7, Brainerd at 10 degrees. And as we move through Tuesday afternoon and into Wednesday morning, you see these temperatures actually begin to warm up due to a south breeze, which should bring us a nice warm air. Wednesday morning sitting around 15 degrees for the Grand Forks area. But as we take a look into our satellite and radar, we have a line of storms from Louisiana up into North Carolina, and they're expecting a slight severe outbreak in the southeastern part of the United States. However, for our neck of the woods, you see we had these few snow showers that eventually tapered off, and they should be ending by 10 o'clock this morning. So we really won't have anything to worry about except for just a few passing clouds over the area. Again, mostly cloudy this afternoon. Why don't we take a look at our headlines now? So it's going to be warm today and tomorrow. Cold air will be returning into the weekend, but by the beginning of next week, we should be warming back up again. And tomorrow, clouds decreasing through the afternoon, expecting a warm 11 degrees. However, it's going to be a little chillier than that with winds from the northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting to 21. Wind chill values will make it feel around 0 to even -5 degrees. Tomorrow, 14 degrees is expecting to be our high temperature. However, it's not going to feel like 14 with a south wind at 7 to 15 miles per hour, gusting up to 20 with those snow flurries before 12. And as we work into our 7-day forecast, you see today and tomorrow being the warmest part of the week before we cool off Saturday and Sunday, but we will return to warm back up on Monday, and we should be back to around 15 degrees on Tuesday and Wednesday. Flooding. We have some flooding warnings stretching from Rapid City along that Nebraska-South Dakota border. Most of Nebraska actually being affected by these warnings, but for our area, up and through Marshall, into Minneapolis, through Minnesota, and even parts of Wisconsin being affected with these river flood warnings. A lot of these rivers are reaching record levels, so hopefully that everyone down there is being safe. Now, coming to our futurecast, we do have a cold front that will be working its way through this morning into the afternoon, which will help keep our temperatures a little bit cooler, but we are expecting that high again of 39 degrees. High pressure system will work its way into Minnesota Dakota, and Wisconsin come Friday afternoon and Friday evening, which will again bring those clear conditions to the Grand Forks area. But come Saturday night and into Sunday, we do have another low pressure system working its way in that will bring some rain and snow to the Grand Forks area Sunday afternoon and possibly even stretching into early Monday morning. As expecting a high of 39 degrees, mostly sunny again with those northwest winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting up to 20. Tonight it will be cooling off again, that low of 20. Winds will be diminishing a little bit over to the northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour, and it will be partly cloudy. Tomorrow, again, about the same as today, 37. However, those winds will be calmer with that out of the north at 5 miles per hour. United States, 21 in Grand Forks, most United States being dominated by blue color, extending all the way from the east to the west. About 40 degrees for most of that central United States. Down here in Dallas being 79 degrees, and they're actually expecting a little bit of severe weather today and into tomorrow. Right now, the SPC has announced a slight risk for severe weather through Texas into Oklahoma and part of Arkansas, and this is going to push off a little bit over to the northeast, affecting mostly Arkansas and Mississippi, so hopefully everyone down there can stay safe tomorrow with this severe weather outbreak. But here's our satellite and radar right now. Not a whole lot going on. A few showers on the east part of the United States pushing off in the Atlantic. But this is our system over here towards Denver that's going to move its way through, affecting all of the northern Great Plains and down to the south, bringing them some severe weather. You'll see here in our Futurecast. The National Weather Service has issued some warnings for most of the area now. Winter storm warning in northern South Dakota, northeastern North Dakota, and almost all of Minnesota. And up here in this purple color, we have a winter storm watch in case this system decides to push a little bit further north like it has been in recent model runs. But here's our Futurecast now. You're going to see that this system is going to move out of the Colorado area into the northern Great Plains and through the central part of the United States, affecting all of the central United States from north to south. And this will be going to move out through Saturday afternoon into Sunday morning. And by Monday, we should be expecting some clear conditions for the Grand Forks and North Dakota area. However, coming into Wednesday, we do have another system moving through that's going to start off as rain and then turn into snow throughout the morning and the afternoon hours into Thursday. Now, this come Saturday, we do have another snowstorm that's going to be working its way into the central Great Plains, affecting South Dakota, North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and possibly even Iowa if it decides to push a little further south. That we'll keep you updated on as it gets closer to our area. But right now, it's looking like heaviest banding being from Marshall, Fargo, through Duluth, back down to Minneapolis. That we'll show you here in just a second Tuesday. But back into the snowstorm again, heaviest banding being from Marshall up to Fargo, through Brainerd and Bemidji up to Duluth and back down to Minneapolis, looking like almost a foot of snow for central Minnesota, 6 to 8 inches for Fargo to Bemidji area, and about 5 inches up here in Grand Forks. Western North Dakota expecting about 6 inches in Bismarck, 3.5 in Minot. Now these numbers can change as we get closer. We'll keep you updated this afternoon and tomorrow on snow totals for the area to give you the best idea for your traveling conditions. But